And I'm an arrow in the sky. I'm a tantrum passing by. I'm an arrow in the sky. 'Cause I'm a tantrum, and I'm a full moon, full moon, full moon, full moon. Arrow in the sky. I'm a tantrum. I'm an arrow in the sky. 'Cause I'm a tantrum. I'm an arrow in the sky. Tantrum. I'm an arrow in the sky. 'Cause I'm a tantrum.
Hey everybody, welcome to the show. We have, I guess, a few things to discuss, including the court proceedings of Nader El Shami. Why is Foodie Beauty constantly deleting her live streams? I wonder what was said. I catched some of it, but as soon as I started doing some housework, she deleted again. So now I gotta wait. Hi there, Omiyami, Coffee and Cannabis. Welcome. How are you doing? I got your mail. I will be handling it shortly. Cerinthia, welcome. Just IJC, Kim Possible, Cook, Leanie Bow, Swimming Mermaid. Luan, hi there. Carrie Butler, welcome. Hippieista. We also got the House of Hannibal. Welcome. How are you doing? We also got Aquarius Star, Frank G. Long time. Hayless, Hippieista, Megulator, Ria, Nolabu. Welcome. Why was Foodie Beauty wearing a zebra astronaut suit? Ask your girl, DLF. That's your girl. All right. So, what do you think about all these guys taking your girl from you? Don't you want to have butt babies, like you said? Hey there, Perfectly Imperfect. Welcome to the show. We also got Elmer Fudd. What's up? Hello, hello, hello. So, what do we have? Damn it, Danny channel caught her deleted stream. Okay, that's cool. I can wait for the farms to upload something. Other than that, we are just going to continue. We can have a panel, a discussion on matters at hand. Hi there, Kenzie Alexis. And hey, Andrea. What's up, Gary? How you doing? How are you doing, Texas Peep? Hey there. Andrea, or anybody, if you want to come up, once again, the link is in there. First, let's start out with this whole Nader thing. He doesn't seem like his self. I guess whatever matters he has, whatever's going on in his life, is taking a toll on him. Now, do you believe that something is up with his mother? Because there's a lot of people pushing this narrative that his mom is ill, but can I believe that? Yeah, I can believe his mom is ill, but should I believe it, especially since it has been proven that he does tell tall tales repeatedly? Remember Ashley Ashtray? Remember how he made up thing, made up a woman that he was dating to try and get views. Whatever happened to the $712,000 he needed for a lawyer? Guess what? I checked, and there wasn't anything in the courts ever since 2018, 2019. So why did he need 7 or 12K for? The only logical reason I can think is that he keeps, yeah, exactly, looking for money. That's what he keeps doing, looking for money. And he owes people money. He's always owed people money, so he was just looking for some cash to grab. Whiplash, hey there. Patricia D, welcome. How are you doing? April Fool's joke, exactly. That felt very serious. Charging his mods to mod for his channel. That's another thing that he keeps doing. Hey, Andrea.
Hey, Monty.
How are you
Hey,
doing?
chat.
I'm good. So, what did you want to talk about?
Um, I really don't like watching Nader, but I do notice that he was really picking at his nails, and I don't know if anybody else noticed that, but he was just really whittling them away, and he just couldn't stop. And to me, that's a mark of anxiety or nervousness, and he wasn't his same smug self, and he did very little Chantal bashing for all of the activity Chantal had towards him, like all of the messages and stuff she was doing the night before.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really, like, I was waiting on him to go in on Chantal. I really was like. So is the timeline off? Is my timeline off, or did he really just not feel like addressing her because he needs her, or what? What do you think?
Gary says he's always done that. That is why he can't open up a pop can. True. They do say that skin problems, like if you're hair tugging or skin picking, are typical reactions to illicit drug use. So keep that in mind. I see you, little trash panda. I do right now. Hi there, Savitri. Welcome, Kelly L.
Hey,
Hello. What's going on?
nothing. I've noticed that too. That he really did not attack her at all anymore. He kind of like stepped back a lot last night. Whenever it came to a point where people asked him about the actual messages that she sent him about
Yeah.
his mom and everything,
Did he ever
and with
address it?
he addressed it, but he like basically just did it like in passing. Didn't focus on it like he usually does.
It's interesting to say the least. I mean,
Yeah, because I know she got really pissed whenever he was very passive about it this morning. She was like, "I'm there just trying to get attached with him," and then we actually find out that she actually did get this whole hotel thing for the thing of him forcing him out into Montreal with her, which is why she tried to stay an extra day.
wow. I'm not surprised. That doesn't surprise me at all, but we all called it. I mean, I think everybody, I think mostly everyone called that. Like, it was so transparent that that's what she was doing, and everything that she tried to pretend like I didn't know, and it's really the biggest display of her stalking patterns that we've
Hmm.
seen. And we called it, we knew it, we were all just like, yep, she's going there to give him a ride, lure him out with the hotel. But the fact that they confirm it, it's it blows my mind. It's just, if he had any sense at all, he would stay as far. Well, I don't want to say that, let me stop. We'll see what happens.
You can tell he's starting to try to distance himself from her. And he's already told her we need to stop doing this and that I don't want anything to do with you. He's told her this already last week. He said that we should just stop this and we needed to stop talking to each other completely. But she's the one who told him, no, I'm not going to stop. You're crazy if we stop this because I'm getting money out of this.
Did she say that or did he say that?
She said this.
Wow. I mean,
It was
again, if this were a man doing this to a woman, people would be so alarmed. And I don't care what anybody says. If Chantal was just a little bit healthier, I would feel like I would feel like the other parties were in danger, but she's so slovenly and lazy. It would have to be a great effort for her to actually get to them. But she is really giving me like coffee house crime, oxygen snapped.
yes.
She's giving me those vibes. She is giving all the vibes. Like she is spiraling.
Like I see a Dateline special coming up if she ever got any healthy.
Right. Just a little bit healthier. If she could, not need the breather long enough. Like I think that's the only thing helping, especially Dee Dee. She really, I mean, she really hates Dee Dee. She really hates her.
I know, because she goes like, Didi, he doesn't even love you. All you are just a replacement for me. I'm like, Chantal, at this point, this man has told you everything, but I will call the cops on you if you do not stop.
I mean, he basically when Dee Dee moved in. When did Dee Dee move in, guys? When did Dee Dee move in?
She moved in a week before Christmas.
Yeah, she moved in a week before Christmas. Now, if it were you or if for me, I don't know if you date men, but if a man that I was dating or having relations with, because I don't think they were ever dating, because it was just a transactional relationship, in my opinion. If he moved a woman in with him, I would think, oh, well, he's clearly moved on with someone else. She has moved in with him. And as much as that makes me sick, and after everything I've done, blah blah blah, you move on, you stop. He's got
Yes.
another woman living with him, and she just will not accept that. Yeah, you could buy him. You were buying him at one point, and I don't like Nader. I don't get the attraction. If he had done half the things to me that he's done to Chantal, he wouldn't have a phone, he wouldn't have an iPad, he wouldn't have any of that stuff. But Chantal just, I mean, she is, yes, he moved in with her. It's her condo. Thank you. He owns nothing. So it's like, Chantal just, I don't get it. I don't get it. And if these other men were real, would she be doing this? Like, if I had a new thing going on, I would totally obsess about that. But it doesn't seem like that's what's happening at all. You know what I mean?
She's just trying to fill in the gaps or trying to make him jealous with hookups. And you can tell that these guys, she says that so-called they're friends that she's known for years, but you can obviously tell when she took a picture of that one guy in the bed that he wanted nothing to do with her after whatever they did. The body language was basically like, okay, why the hell are you still here?
Right.
And I think that's what
agree.
bothers her, is the fact that no one wants to actually be with her and be an actual decent person with her.
But I think she's getting what she's signing up for, though. Isn't she signing up for the sex and the hookup? That's what she's been signing up for on her profiles,
Yeah,
right?
that was the original dating profile. She wanted hookups. She wanted, non-commitment, just some sex.
And
And
I
that was
mean,
it. And that's exactly what she got. But then now she's wanting more.
She's always wanted more. You could tell she's always wanted more, because she's not the just hookup person that's not going to want to be attached. She's going to want you to be attached to her, and basically she latches on to anybody who gives her any shred of attention. Which is the same reason why she decided, quote unquote, left BB, but actually BB left her, because mostly because he wasn't giving the attention that she craved.
that's what she said. That's what she said. She said she left BB, but that's not true.
No. You can tell he finally got fed up and just basically told her, get the hell out.
And I really, oh, who's this? Hello, Perfectly Imperfect.
Hi, Perfectly Imperfect.
Hi guys, how are you?
Good.
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 Welcome.
Thanks.
Yes. Yeah, because you can socially analyze Chantal that and the way she wants Nader, and you can tell that Nader actually is deep down. He is a, how can I say this, a normal neurological person compared to Chantal. Because you can honestly tell that he actually is depressed about his mom being sick. And for the first time, he actually didn't try to push it out on his audience that his mom was sick and try to get money out of it, which I was really surprised. I thought he was going to do that last night.
I'm not gonna lie. I was expecting the cancer donation thing and all of that too. I was expecting that. I was expecting a grab for money, and really, he didn't mention it. And he did seem like he was a little bit down, which is an indication of humanity. I mean, it's his mom, so he should feel that way. And again, I would never, I would only hope for anybody's mom that they get well soon. That's just what it doesn't matter the kind of person I feel that he is, but I'm not going to sit here and say I want anything bad for his mom, for anybody's mom. You know, she's just not a part of his choices, but he does seem like he's down. And then he has this crazy lady that refuses to leave him alone. So
Yes.
but I don't get it. I still don't get it because he has not been decent. He's not, I mean, it's weird. Chantal is not showing me normalness because all I would feel is anger. All I would feel is rage towards him. All I would feel is spite towards him after everything he's done to her that we've seen, and then everything that she claims he's done to her that we haven't seen. What Chantal is doing, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense. So I really don't know what to believe sometimes.
I don't. I think that she is just obsessive, and she at this point she basically has a thought of, I can't have him. Nobody should have him. So she's hoping and praying that this court case goes through, and he does end up behind bars.
Well, I personally, I think that's exactly where he needs to be. And if it turns out that I just want, that's just my opinion. Just my opinion.
Because you got to remember what she said that one time whenever she was on the bed with him, whenever people said, what are you going to do once he gets money and he ends up becoming a bigger channel than you on YouTube? She goes, I already have a plan in place.
Yeah, she had that plan locked and loaded. But it's really just this whole last 3 days, it really just shows like how out there she is. Like all of her activities and her community posts and all of her rages and stuff. It's like, Chantal, you are showing you're crazy right now.
Yeah,
But
she's off her rockers. She really is. I listened to her today. Like, I don't even know, like, seriously, I know she's listening or she's gonna listen later because she can't keep her eyes or her ears off of Monty's channel. We know that. We saw yesterday. She's off her rockers and she needs to shut her mouth. She really does, because she's talking herself into circles. She's going after May. She literally said today, well, she tried to steal my boyfriend. Are you freaking insane? Then she says, well, that's what she's saying. That's not the man I know. Or again, are you insane? We have the video. Like, you still to this day say that he abused you. Like, how does this not sound like the man you know? She's talking herself into circles. She was talking about the day that it happened, and she was saying she was with him. No, there's evidence out there. She was streaming from her own
just
kitchen.
saying,
And she's still like arguing with people, saying no. Then she's saying, well, I don't know, I can't remember where I was, like, I don't know. But then she's like, no, I know I was at his house. It's like, Chantal, what is it? You, like, why don't you shut your mouth? because
Because
you obviously,
I remember that day when that happened. She was on her bed the whole day, and she was upset and trying to get a hold of him and texting him and calling him repeatedly during the whole stream.
yeah. And then she's like talking about Nader. She goes, I just don't know why he would just go and just meet a random stranger at a hotel. Really, Chantal? Because that's all you seem to do is go meet random strangers all over Canada. So what the heck are you talking about? You have a random strangers apparently supposedly sleeping up in your bed, this is so weird. The whole thing is weird.
She's not well.
No.
She's not well.
No, she is not well at all. And I think she knows it too, because it's just crazy. And then seeing these compilations of the past year, she has aged, I mean, I think Chantal has always had kind of like a younger face. Not anymore. She looks as old as Dee Dee. She's aged tremendously. She looks terrible. This is just like, and she just doesn't seem to get it. And nobody in her life is helping her. Nobody. They're letting her just go crazy. This is insanity.
Well, you have to.
I think the reason is because of that, because she won't take criticism anyway, so they're just assuming like she'll eventually burn out herself.
I mean, who can handle? Nobody's equipped to handle the level that she's on. Like, she didn't sleep because she had to do all those community posts and all this other stuff, and it's just kind of like it's you sit back and you go, oh dang, girl she is gone. And when you behold it in real life, I don't know what that's like, but I imagine everybody in her family's had a dose of that. And if she could get some kind of supply or some kind of whatever her needs are, if she could get that fulfilled from her family, she would be there. But I don't think any of them are going to play this game, the crazy game, round and round in circles on the crazy carousel. I don't think any of those people are willing to dive that deep into that. They seem very well-adjusted people. They seem super nice, and I think they do love her, but I don't think they're going to, especially not the uncle. I don't think any of them are equipped to deal with it either, and they shouldn't. She needs to go see all the professionals, the brain ones, the body ones, all of them. Just go see them and surrender whatever she's got. She needs to surrender her will to whatever they want to do, because this is not it. Sorry,
she
go
needs
ahead.
to do a voluntary psych evaluation, actually check herself in for at least a good 6 weeks, and just actually see what exactly is wrong with her and figure out exactly what her diagnosis is.
And I get what you're saying about her family. I do, but and again, we don't know how much she tells us is the truth, but she said that her mother and her stepfather gave her money. That is not what you do in a situation like this. That is enabling. So if that is true, if that's what her mother and stepfather did, then they really aren't trying to help. You know what I mean? Like, this is crazy.
Well, we've known that somebody just said it in the chat. We know that she has an addiction to like a lot of stuff. So, unfortunately, the family is sometimes they that's all they know how to do is enable, and they think they're helping. So, unfortunately, that is pretty textbook. I used to work in an addiction facility a while ago, and it is pretty textbook. And sometimes families have to go into counseling right along with their loved one. But, at this point, I just, it's getting so serious with everything that's looming on the horizon. She really needs to be in a better frame of mind before August. That's all I'm going to say.
Because once it gets to August, we have literally been doing this for more than a year, running around a circle over some man who doesn't care two shits about her. And it's really, really, really apparent that she needs either a very, 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 very slap in the head, basically a reality check, or she just needs to literally distance herself completely from Nader and cut him completely out of her life and off of YouTube.
But
and do a
it's her
complete
life,
cleanse.
and and we're all just obsessed. It's her life, and she can do whatever she wants to with it. And she just took a bath, and she just had a great vacation. And this, I'm here for the end, whatever the end's going to be. But I would not want to be in her position in the state that she's in, that she just showed. Like if I had to be anywhere near a courtroom, because she cannot control the lies and the stream of lies that comes out of her mouth. Like she really looked at the camera and said, "Why would I lie about taking a bath?" And I looked at the camera and said, "I don't know why you would do that, but you did. You definitely lied about taking a bath in that dry bathroom. You definitely lied about that." So she is unable. She's unable to. She's just out of control. Like there's no reason. There is no reason for her to support this dude. And if there was even a small possibility of me getting called, to say anything to anybody official that could definitely render out some consequences for me, I wouldn't want to be in my state of mind. In the state of mind that she's in, I would not want that to be my state of mind when if that time comes. It's just, but that's Foodie. Foodie's gonna do what Foodie wants to do, and I'm just watching.
Supposedly, the chat's saying she's in here. I guess is a troll. I don't even know.
Who cares? She can be anywhere she wants to be.
She can be, and guess
She's
what?
gonna do whatever she wants to do. Who cares?
Yeah. And she supposedly has a man in her bed, but she's here. Oh, that's real good for you. Real good for you.
Yeah. I mean, whatever.
Hello, darlings. How are you?
Hello.
I love you, Natural Ginger. Love you.
I love it. All right,
Hello,
give it to her,
Natural Ginger.
Ginger. Go, Ginger. Do it.
So Tony is in bed. No,
No.
Kevin is in bed.
It's Kevin.
Kevin.
It's Kevin.
Kevin
It's
is
And
in bed.
Kevin.
Kevin is
Day.
black again.
Kevin is motorcycle guy, but I thought he was
Yeah.
white. What happened?
Well, I guess he's black again. Maybe
Tony's
he
got
did,
white face.
Michael Jackson.
So was that Tony or Kevin's toe? Which one was that?
He's black.
Mo?
He's white.
Show Mo, motherfucker. No.
I love how Kevin goes from being really dark with toner than white.
Oh my god. Well,
Isn't that
we don't know yet.
interesting?
We've not had the big reveal, but on that live, while he was up there doing his Rip Van Winkle impression, she was itching to show him, wasn't she?
Yes.
But the vibe I got from that was she's not happy about this. She's not happy, is she? Does anybody else agree with me?
Nobody. No, she's in a great state of. Hello, everybody. I'm sorry.
Hello, Hannibal.
Hannibal.
She's
Hello, Hannibal.
absolutely in a manic state right now. What we're witnessing is a absolute mental breakdown. I agree that she does need a good 72 to 6 week psyche valve going on right now. As far as she needs to distance herself from Nader, I mean, she's doing that to herself, guys. Nader's not chasing her. As far as we know, Nader has said he is not given contact within 5 weeks, and then turned around and said he asked for her to testify. I'm sorry, guys.
But Hannibal,
Here's some stuff. I've worked for the courts, and I'm telling you.
Well,
Foodie Beauty is not
she
a
kind of
credible
he kind
witness.
of has to, because remember, she's his alibi.
yes, exactly, Panda. I was just going to say that. Don't you
They
think
will
in the
tear
next
her
He kind of had to.
though,
Yeah, he kind of had
he's
to.
going to be nice to her. Yeah, you're right, Panda. He's
And
going
she
to be
knows it.
nice to
She
her,
knows it.
reeling her in. Whoops, what happened?
They're going to
there?
tear that ass up on the stand, is all I know. They're
She
going
will
Oh, yes,
fold.
they
to rip her a
She
new
will
one
fold
on
on
the
the stand. She will perjure herself. It'll be a shit show. It'll be absolutely great. And the milk will be flowing from these lol cows. I here with my popcorn, laughing my tits off. But he's going to do something that's going to reel her back in. But when she was sat there eating whatever she was, wearing those new clothes, which didn't fit, we knew they wouldn't. And they were
yes.
horrible. They were
Camel
horrible.
toe. Camel
With
toe.
the new ham hat. Did everyone see the new ham hat?
Yes.
There's a new
Oh,
ham hat. Oh
a
dear.
new ham hat. A new
Yes.
ham hat. I can't believe it. Well, I can actually. I don't know what I'm saying. It's so
All right.
She hasn't brought out those new sunglasses, has she? Which absolutely deceased me today. Those new sunglasses.
Well, she did.
brought.
She's been
She brought
wearing
him
it.
out.
Wait, I've not
She
seen
wore
them.
him. She looks like a fly. All she needs is the wings now. She'll be completely butterfly now of her room.
Oh, brilliant! Brilliant!
Because I saw them, I was like, it just because your face is getting bigger does not mean you need bigger sunglasses, Chantal.
Oh my goodness!
So can I
Hi,
ask?
Carol. How you doing, darling?
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing?
All right. I want to know, will they bring her up as a witness, even if she had previous charges on him?
Yes, because if he says that's his alibi, and she's actually willing to be his alibi, yes, she would be his witness.
Okay. Even I guess that just
So,
ain't right.
but that's what the argument was. That's what the whole deleted in the car stream was about. If he said, "Will you be my alibi?" and she's like, "No, I'm not gonna be your alibi." And then she went into, "You didn't even tell me you was at the hotel."
Right.
So then, I mean, she is absolutely, for lack of better term, she's dry snitching this whole thing to
She's
death.
not a credible witness.
At all. She's not credible. Nothing she says is believable.
No, she's not credible at all.
No, and most likely his lawyer will see that she's not credible and basically strike her from the record.
Well, that's what they need to do.
As
She's
a character
not going to
witness.
get there. She's not going to get there at all. She will get a note from her mummy saying, "My daughter cannot be here today." It's just not going to happen. And I don't know what Nader is thinking, asking her to get up on the stand and fold like a hot Mars bar on the flipping stand. She's not going to do it. That tells me he's desperate. He's desperate. And I think, as Monty was saying, I think he got a real fright when he went to court. Was it just yesterday?
No, day before.
Tuesday.
Day before
Tuesday.
yesterday.
I think he got a fright. And now we see.
I think he did get a big. I think he cashed his reality check when he did go to court.
Yeah.
And things are falling down for him.
Oh
Jesus
my God. Christ.
Helmet on. Oh my God.
His helmet will never smell the same, guys.
Is that the same helmet that he had when he was at Orleans Bowling Center? Can somebody tell me what the stream name was when she showed him at the end of her stream? Because I've been looking for that, trying to match the helmet and the gloves. Does anybody remember?
Oh, I remember.
You remember the stream though?
I don't remember the name of the stream though.
You guys remember the name, like the day or which time of the month?
Where's the food historians in chat?
Yeah.
Does anybody know? We need some food historians.
Yeah, we do, because
Greenbow's here. She might know.
Yeah, the gloves look super new. Like, this is like the cleanest motorcycle gloves
Yeah,
I've ever seen in my life.
brand new. Those are brand
Okay,
new.
how much do you want to bet she bought all this before she got home?
I would give you credit on that. I would think
I wouldn't be surprised, because anybody
she's come back with oven gloves.
Anybody got a man in their bed, you on live, that don't make sense.
Exactly.
No, not only that. I have a stepfather who used to ride motorcycles, and his helmet, when he wore it, was literally all scratched up.
Mm-hmm.
Even just from the wind and the thing of it, and that helmet,
the wind, the bugs, yeah.
Yeah,
and that helmet is very oddly pristine, and so are those gloves.
Those gloves
don't even look like they've been worn in. They don't even look like a wore piece of leather.
Oh, come on now. He's going out on a date with Foodie. He's polished his helmet, hasn't he, beforehand?
First of all, if he's going on a date with Foodie, he wouldn't have rode a motorcycle.
Even if you polish your helmet, you still can't get those scratches out.
No, you can't. And another thing, why would he just come to Foodie house just to go to sleep?
Thank you. Yeah, that makes no sense at all. At all.
Because he hasn't got a bed where he's staying.
Ooh.
Well,
and most likely, if a helmet, like they would wear those, they would usually be tinted because of the sun, especially now in the summer.
Well, not necessarily. Not if you're low on funds. I'm a motorcyclist. I've ridden a motorbike for years. I've just given it up in the last few years. I've always wore an open face helmet. That's why my face is fucked. But it's easily cleaned. But a tinted visor and everything, I don't think he's going to have that sort of thing. We don't even know what motorcycle he's got, do we? Oh my God, look at it. It's
we kind of do know what motorcycle he's got, right? Because we saw him at the end of that live stream. I just wish I had saved or had reference to it.
Was
And
that the
those are
one
her
where she
shades.
was at the gas station? Was she at the gas station when she met him?
No, she
she
met
was
him
No,
at Orleans
no.
Bowling Center.
Yeah, it was at a bowling alley, and it was like a little like a kind of a crotch rocket motorcycle. It was a very small motorcycle that there's no way she
more
would
of
be
a
able to fit on
moped.
there.
I keep seeing the scooter, and I know I'm wrong for this scooter thing because she's not gonna get on a scooter.
She
Richard
looks like
says,
something out of what do you call that group that sung YMCA with those
Village People?
horses?
The
Yeah.
village people.
But why she got the helmet on? Why has she got the helmet on? What's she trying to prove?
She's trying to prove that he's there.
She might.
That's what this all is.
I think he is. I think he is there. I think he's that desperate enough. I do.
Really?
I really do. Yeah.
all right, should we put this to a vote then?
Yeah, even if he's there, I mean,
Is Kevin there? Okay.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
just weird.
I think Kevin is a myth.
I don't think his name is Kevin.
I'm sorry, it's summer.
No.
It's summertime, right? There's not a
Yes.
speck. I mean, that helmet is pristine, guys.
Yeah, it's too new.
It's
Yeah.
pristine. Come on. Like if you've ever ridden behind a truck or anything, any kind of debris from the road, your helmet gets you wear a helmet to protect your head
Right.
for that reason. So it should
Yeah, but
be
you
at
do
least-
wipe them. Motorcyclists do wipe their helmets when they get off. I've done it
Yeah.
myself 1,000,000 trillion
But
times.
does that helmet look used to you?
No.
It looks newish.
It looks newish. Very
Technically,
newish.
it looks used because she's wearing it, but I mean, other than that,
Yeah.
He's never
It
gonna
looks
get the
new
smell out.
compared to her, though, doesn't it? Yeah. It looks clean because it's next to her.
But the visor, it's not one crack, not one scratch on that visor, man. I don't know. He might be there. I mean, I don't care if he's there or not, but
Yeah.
I have the same question. Why would I show up to your dirty house only to get in your dirty bed? Why would I come in your dirty bed when you possibly haven't changed the sheets? The jury's out on everything that she
Right.
said.
That's what I'm saying.
because he's getting sex and
And
he's getting a bed.
First of all, on that first one,
What I gotta say
Okay.
is,
yeah,
I mean, this is like wow.
The
Foodie Beauty gets
one
more
way we
sex
will
than,
know
like,
is we
half
get
of
a
us in
community
here.
post of her taking a picture of him from behind.
Yeah, Foodie Beauty
That's
gets
how
more
we will know.
sex.
Didn't
Yeah,
the
I
man
guess
that
so.
had a motorcycle at
that's a horrible stat, Monty. Don't repeat that ever.
the man that was on the motorcycle, wasn't his helmet like white or something like that? If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong.
does this guy know she's had 3 STIs recently? I mean,
I doubt it.
Oh, damn! You had to bring facts back in this, didn't you?
reality
No, I
though.
really did. No, I'm looking at that, and that is just a normal motorcycle helmet that's been wiped. It's not that pristine, really. It really isn't.
Okay.
I don't think she would know what type of motorcycle helmet and gloves to get because they're. I can't think of the word now.
I mean, her head and her hands could be as big as his.
Yes.
It could be. And her
Okay.
food
All right.
definitely is.
Thank you, KT. It's called Tinder Date May 18th. All right, let me look that
There
up.
we go. Thank you, Katie. See, I tell you, we've got
KT
really good,
is the MVP.
We've got people in the chat that know these things.
When were these pictures? These were just done then, because she's got on her Swami hat and her
She
little
got her ham hat on.
They've got the ham hat, yeah.
her ham hat.
She's got the spaghetti strap tops, which
But can we also talk about, like, I don't know, I've been around 40 years. I've never had a man come to my house and then ask to sleep You know what I mean? Like usually if a man is attracted to you, which he claims he is, and all these text messages, why is he just coming over and just going to sleep? A lot of times if a man is attracted to a woman, men speak up but I would think that he would want, you know what I mean? Like to cuddle with her or be with her, right?
He's not attracted to
They've
her.
come round, they've done the deed. He's a motorcyclist. They'll turn up at any time for whatever. He's come round, they've done the deed. He's gone, oh, darling, I've got to go out of work the fucking night. She's going, oh, you have a little daddy sleep down there. And she's got up to eat, and he's gone, fuck off, let me sleep. And she's got out of bed and she's reeing and ticking and all happy and that, desperate to show him, but she can't because he's in bed asleep. And that I think it's true. I really think it's true.
That sounds painful.
Well, he did. Which one was giving her the red flags that he needed a place to
This
stay?
one.
This
This one. This is the man. This is the man.
Well, then
That's
then
Is
he's
that the
there.
helmet? Look at that helmet on his bike. Is that
Yes,
that?
it is.
Is that the same one?
Yes,
It's
it is.
gray. It's
It
gray.
is. It's the same helmet.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, let's go back again.
If
We'll
he's
watch
if
this.
he's the one, I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, go ahead. It's fine. I'm done.
I'm sorry. If he's the one that needs a place to stay, then I believe he's there.
Yeah.
Because Nader was trying to run the same game. So yeah, he's there. Yeah. He needs a place to sleep. That's why he comes there to sleep.
Yikes.
Oh,
It seems-
so she's playing the innkeeper gig right now then.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a transactional relationship.
It is
Another-
totally not toxic. You know what I
Um,
mean?
Sectional
Well, no, she's doing it out of the kindness of her heart. She's
Oh,
doing it out of the kindness of her heart. She's being a good person.
She's
She
an
cares about
empath.
people.
She's an empath. This is what
An
empaths do.
I think he's using her as much as she's using him, and they're getting sex. And he might like her. He might
both
like
get
her.
something-
He might like her, but he has no idea what he's in for. He might not even be able to keep his job by the time she gets done with him.
Does he walk around with a thing of Vicks in his pocket, or does he have some kind of olfactory defect as well?
I mean,
Well, it works
he
at
might
the
be.
hospital. It works in the medical field, doesn't it? So it can be either anything between a hospital cleaner or a brain surgeon. He's not got a squeamy stomach.
Well, he's
probably
probably
a
gonna
janitor.
clean that
He
place
carries
up.
around sawdust.
Well, he's probably got a tough nose for smells, like Ginger said, and he's probably gonna clean that villa from top to bottom.
Mm-mm.
Oh,
He,
no.
pro- he,
Mm.
he
If he
probably,
sleep now, he's not cleaning no villa. He's not gonna clean that villa.
if he's
sleep
gonna
now.
move in there, he is. That's the only way
That's
you could be
right, yeah.
comfortable.
Move,
She said
what?
before that
Move
one
it
of the
in.
red flags was he needed somewhere to live because he
Exactly.
was staying somewhere temporarily. And he
Yeah, because right now
wanted
he's
to move
supposedly
in
he's
the
staying
villa.
temporarily with his what do you call it, ex-girlfriend, who is supposedly not
Get
the
it.
mother of his child, but something that they don't know yet if that's his kid or not.
Yeah.
Ooh, so much drama. Oh,
Don't
This
Look, guys, we could be looking at
all
the
bad.
beginnings of Mr. Foodie Beauty. This could be the one.
yeah. This
And
could
then
be
they're
the
gonna have
marriage arc.
stepchild
This
Pete's.
could
Can we
be
get
the
Pete's
one.
that hat with the helicopter blade on it?
You mean with like the multicolors?
Yes, that one. Can we get Pete that hat?
Give him a lollipop while you're at it.
And some
What,
little
one of
shorts.
those is a
Yes.
propeller?
Yes, Monty knows the outfit. The
You know, the
Tweedledee
propeller.
outfit.
All right, Graveyard Flora says she says he works night shifts. That's why he's asleep. He has to work at 11 p.m. Okay.
Exactly. It makes sense. It makes total sense, does it not?
Oh, I hate to be the one to agree with you today. I don't want to be the one to agree with
Well,
you.
well, if this does make sense, she's
Where's
basically
Pete's?
found a BB replacement.
It's not
Well,
a BB replacement.
BB did work third shift, right?
He worked third shift, and he did have his own way of getting to and from work, and so she found another way to get herself an apartment with another roommate that would also sleep with her.
But what is
Yeah.
Pete's gonna do?
Pete ain't
Pete is
came
going
out
to
his
be kicked
room
to the
yet.
curb.
He's going to do what he usually does and rock back and forth on his bed with his thumb in his mouth. That's what Pete does. So
You know how
whenever
good that
she gets
vision is with what I got going on in my head.
brushing the
Well,
manes on his
can we
ponies.
can we
So
just celebrate that the Nader arc is broken? Because if there's new D in the picture,
Don't
no, we
celebrate
can't
too quick.
celebrate.
Not
We
too
No,
can't
quick.
celebrate. No, not yet. Not yet.
yeah,
Not
yeah,
yet.
Not till after
Celebrating too
August.
quick. Yeah, there's
Not
no
till after
evidence that the
August.
Grendel is dead, so you got to keep
Yes.
the parties down for a second.
Nice.
Yes.
But he's
We'll wait till August until the verdict is out, and
But
if he has been convicted or something, we cannot celebrate that he is out of the picture completely.
No, because she'll run back to him even now.
Oh,
Yeah, she's completely not in a healthy mental state at all. And I say Monty says that Nader's trying to drive her crazy. I would beg that she's just driving herself crazy.
Yep.
I think the more that he tries to distance himself from her, the more she presses and then she rages on. And because this is the pattern I've seen, at least in the past couple of weeks. Now, I think the only thing I have an issue with is whether or not he actually asked her to be his alibi or be his witness and when this conversation went down. It's possible I missed stuff because I do work, but I mean, when did that happen? If he's saying in one stream last night that he hasn't spoke to her in about 5 weeks and she's texting him 1,000 times in the middle of the night, when did he text back, come and be my witness? Nor again, I'm thinking logically here, which I know logic has no basis in the foodieverse.
I'm thinking he didn't ask her. I think she probably texted him, "I'll be your witness," and he never texted back. That's why she got pissed.
Well, again, if I was Nader and I need to distance myself from her, as stated, there's nothing I need from her at this point. She needs to get away
I
from
bet
me.
she's humble. She said, "Yeah, I'll be a witness because I'll tell you this, that, and the other." He's pissed her off too many times, and what's Foodie done?
She went back and just
Changed her mind. You know, she
Oh,
changes her mind
damn it.
all the time.
I've never seen somebody change their mind so many times, though.
But this is good. This is good news. We've got another exit stage left, and on comes Kevin, and with all the extra story
Yeah,
arcs we can get from that, it's glorious. It is
she's got
glorious.
so much baggage. Kevin, you need to run for the hills, bro. You took the
but
wrong turn.
isn't it like Chantal to squeeze or put pressure on Nader in a weak moment? She doesn't
Of
have many
course.
weaknesses of his that she can exploit, so she would absolutely, being the person she is,
That's
exploit
so
this
cool.
moment to try to get what
To
she
try
wants.
to get it right. I would agree.
Yeah,
So
she's
cool.
been busy posting in our community tab, and Nader has a live schedule 1 minute ago for here are the last receipts. But she's been posting even Kiwi Farm stuff about May Anderson stuff that was sent out. So I'll
She
put
needs to
that in the
stop.
background. Yeah, she needs
She
to
needs to
just like
stop.
leave it alone, but you know she's not going to.
I mean, but this is gonna be where she's gonna hurt herself. She's gonna hurt herself because all of this stuff she's doing the same thing Dee Dee did essentially. She's interjecting herself in places where she should not be.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
this is a serious matter. This is absolutely out of her realm of foodiness and into reality where she doesn't like to play. So she needs to stay up out of this. And she's posting stuff.
Why is she sharing? Is who wrote this?
It seems this is a conversation between Nader and May. This is actually still on the farms, but she linked to it. This was the unposted October 25th, 2021. So she's linking to this thing.
So Chantal is showing this on her channel.
Yeah, in her community tab, furiously, and then Nader responded by scheduling a new live.
But doesn't she
She
actually
is
think?
despicable. And I
Doesn't she
mean that in
actually
my
think
daffy
that
voice.
Nader is not
because
going to have a messaging whatever with May, telling her what's going to happen to her? It's
May didn't do nothing to her.
What is this?
Can we confirm that she didn't doctor any of these, or she's linking these from the farm?
She's linking them linking straight to the farms page that has these.
Did
And how
May
did the
post?
farms
Did May
get
post
this?
these How did these?
Yeah, May posted these early October last year, whenever right after it happened.
When it all started, yeah.
So
When it all
Chantal,
started, I remember that she's the one who posted this because it was a whole big old thing, and Chantal was basically calling her every name in the book about
she
how
was.
evil a person May was.
Because she didn't believe him. She was trying to set my quote air quotes boyfriend up.
Well, no,
Try to-
initially she was like, yeah, I believe he could. And then she flip-flopped. At first, when it first came
She
out,
changed her mind.
she changed. She was all on Team May, and then Nader got in her ear, and
Yep.
then she started making up lies for him.
Yeah, and
So-
she basically became an alibi. She basically said, "No, he was with me all night.
Yeah.
Yes,
He
that's
never
right.
went to that hotel."
So,
Hmm.
you know, wow. And she and what did Imperfectly Perfect say? Shut up.
I
Shut
mean, when you're
up.
green peenmatized, then things like this may happen.
You've also got to consider, and I don't want to say this, I'm not casting aspersions about May, but May not be playing with a full deck. But that still doesn't mean she can't be
Assaulted.
SA. Yeah.
Right.
So what she's actually whatever
What May
we don't know. We don't. I'm not. We
What
can't
May
say,
needs-
can we?
May needs to get a restraining order against Foodie.
But-
She just does. If she's listening, May, you've got to get a restraining order against Foodie so she cannot talk about your case. This
And what?
is horrific.
Sorry, go ahead.
Because she's actually making May look bad the more and more she opens her mouth about this.
Yes.
Yeah.
What?
And it shouldn't be talked about like this. This is, I mean, if it was me.
Which is exactly what Nader wants her to do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And if this was my case, I certainly would contact lawyers and say, you need to shut this woman up. She's on discussing my case. And they will do that. Like they will shut you down. You cannot talk, if they don't want this being talked about. This is serious stuff.
And what Chantal don't understand is that lady don't owe her no type of loyalty. She don't owe
No.
nothing, and for her to talk about she's involved in this and she could speak on it, no, she can't. She's not Nader's wife, and she wasn't even a girlfriend if you ask him.
And I think that's the reason why Nader is kind of not shutting this down either, because it makes him look like a freaking saint if she keeps saying that she was crazy.
You know what is so disgusting about Chantal is that she is doing everything to please her own ego right now, and she doesn't care that people have to live beyond the internet. Like, she is fucking crazy. Just I don't know if first of all, if you had a man in your house, Chantal, what you need to be doing is maybe trying to be a good host instead of sitting online in people's business. It doesn't have anything to do with you. That dude does not want you. Nader does not want you. And this is not going to make him want you. So this little screw that you think you're turning right now at the expense of this woman, and maybe she's not playing with a full deck, but you were on Team May initially. So why don't you shut up?
I like
Why-
how she's on
because
Team May
you-
when it's
When it
beneficial
suits
for her.
because
Oh,
she's
yeah.
a piece of shit.
Yep,
she
yep,
she
yep.
if she can drag somebody through the dirt to suit her little stupid face, that's what she's gonna do. I'm so sick. I'm so sick of her. Like she doesn't care about the damage she could be doing. And this is why I don't like Chantal. It has nothing to do with her weight. It's the same thing with the national tragedies that we had when she was laughing about the people at 9/11, when she was laughing about the children that were murdered. She doesn't care that people are really hurting. And what Curl Connection said was so true. She was not even a girlfriend.
Nope.
She was not even a girlfriend. And nobody owes you anything. You don't have a right to do this.
She wasn't even a good side piece.
No, she was just a girl he was hooking up with. That's all
So do
she
you
was.
think Chantal's going to go back onto May's side now that she's
Of course,
chased
she's going to
Nader?
flip back to May's side probably tomorrow or within a couple of weeks after she finds out whatever's going on in the courts, whatever's going to suit her to get her views and make her look like she is innocent. Then that's what she's going to do whenever it happens.
she's
not a
gonna flip
credible
back
witness.
over to May's side as soon as Nader blocks her
Yeah.
completely. As soon as
But-
Nader blocks her completely, then she will flip over to her side.
But will
If-
Nader block her if he wants her to be a witness? I can't believe that he would want her to be a witness. But she's sort of crucial, isn't she, to his case? Or is she not? Is she just
I don't think so.
no?
She's
If
not
she's-
crucial. She's not crucial. She all she really is just an alibi he has,
Yeah, right.
and
Yeah, okay.
and that's all she really is. And it all depends if they use that alibi as testimony. If they don't, then after that he probably won't even talk to her.
If Chantal was smart, she would stay far, far away from any place that requires her to tell the truth under any kind of penalty. She would just stay the hell away. I don't know. And if Nader were smart, if that's the person he has to rely on for his freedom, Chantal is in heaven.
Plead guilty.
She's in heaven right now because she thinks, oh, this could be the one thing that I can hold over him to make him do what I want, because that's the kind of person she is. She wants you to believe she's an empath, but no empath would sit up here and post this shit the way she's doing it. No
Yeah.
empath
She's
would do that.
she's a sociopath.
Yeah.
The thing is, she really does need to step away, and as much as she likes him, and she needs or dislikes him right now. Sorry, I misspoke. Do you think she can stop talking about him?
No.
No.
There's going to have to be some kind of intervention, court order, restraining order, gag order. Somebody needs to go and sew her lips together. I don't know. It's a lot of things that need to happen, but she will never stop talking about it. And she's gonna if she's got a man, supposed man, alleged man, laying in her bed, sleep for the third shift. A, he must not have put it down very good, or he didn't put it down at all. B, she's still downstairs talking about Nader while he's upstairs. So she's not going to stop talking about him anytime soon.
Monty, you're going to have to show up to the courthouse and just show Chantal the dad bod so she can focus on you. Because
can y'all take a group picture, Monty, when you show up, like you, Foodie, and Nader all at one? Can you like hug them in the middle? Be the unifying guy in the picture.
Like Chantal has no reason to be.
Monty, what I want you to do, I want you to go there with somebody with a big ass camera, and I want you to have a microphone and go in there like a TV host. You go in there to report on the thing.
With a 1950 camera with like a light bulb and that big thing on there.
You and
put
Kid
the hat on with
Jay.
the press on the side.
You and Kid
Got a person
Jay
with a
need to
boom
be
mic.
mob-handed.
I'll see what I can do.
Yeah. Ooh, are you gonna wear a suit, Monty? Are we gonna get?
Of course, I'm gonna be
up,
wearing
Monty?
a suit. Yeah.
Ooh.
Take Roman for backup.
Please don't take Dee Dee this time. Please don't take Dee Dee this time.
Oh yeah, like TMZ, but what would I be? BZMZ?
BZMZ it would be.
Okay.
Here we go.
I think she posted more, didn't she? Somebody said.
Yeah, she did post more.
Was that
This will be your intro. This will be your intro, Monty. Here at the courthouse, here we're streaming to see the case of Nader versus the state.
I did hear that she said she was listening to what Monty had to say about the coming home rager, and she was like, "Yeah, I think I need to." I don't know what she said, but she actually listened to what you said, Monty, and it got the cogs turning in the pea brain. You know
what did Monty say? Because according to her, Monty doesn't say anything on his panel. What is she talking about?
It was Monty's reaction and what he said about being careful, and it could spell a lot of trouble, and Foodie could get herself in bother, and blah blah. And so she was watching you, Monty. Obviously,
be careful, Monty, because she's gonna believe you want her if you keep
we're getting
making
a raise today. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Apologies. I'm sorry.
But Monty, if you try to do anything nice for her, like I bet she sees that whole piece of content that you made just for her. I bet she's like,
Mhm.
oh, Monty's such a nice guy. And be careful. That's all I'm going to say. Be
He
careful.
wasn't though. He was reacting to her and pointing out what a complete and utter tit she was being.
So
Yeah,
now
but
this reaction is going to turn into Monty sending boo love messages over the internet.
look at the emojis. He said, I love you so many times. Look, it's a emoji with hearts in the eyes. That's a I love you. That's what's going to happen.
Oh my God, the delusion is real with this one.
What is she doing, Hannibal?
What is she doing?
Yes, did you say she's raging right now?
Oh, we're gonna get a rage. That's what she's. From what I understand, she's blocking members before the stream even starts. So you get to blocking people before you even get online. I mean, what are you gonna get online and say?
Hey, I've been blocked for 3 years already, so I'm not worried about this. I've been blocked for 3 years because I told her she needs to look in the mirror and look at herself and try to see if she can be a better person.
And that's
No,
She
you
got
brought
mad
the
at me.
mirror thing
And that's
up.
all
You don't
of
like
us.
mirrors.
That's
She
does
blocked
not
me
like
because I
Rhea.
left a comment under a video saying, make a packed lunch instead of going out and buying fast food when you go out. And she blocked me. So, fuck you.
Because you told her to make a lunch.
Yeah.
She's like, I only make lunches for Pete. Block.
Right.
My meat flop load.
That's why I said I'm like I've been blocked for 3 years. I got unblocked maybe about 2 times already because I signed up for her membership just to see if she would accept me. She didn't even give me an arm wick. I got up so upset. I was like, that's so mean.
Yeah, she's
Or
making
block me.
wow,
Sorry.
Foodie. These posts. I was wondering, is that her car that she posted last night, or is that just a random vehicle? Can anybody confirm this is her car and or just random vehicle with all the
You
trash
mean
there?
that's just a random, that's like a meme photo. That's not her car, but her car is just as bad.
Oh, you mean the rubbish bit? No, that's
Yeah.
not.
No, I saw her car. That's just a meme. That was a meme because her car is, I think, it's like a maroonish color.
All the
Yeah.
trash is on the back seat, not on the passenger.
Yes.
Yes,
Oh.
exactly.
Oh.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's posting like every.
Yeah, it's gonna
4
be a
minutes
raid
now.
stream. Raid stream
And,
coming up.
and plus that trash looked too new. It didn't look moldy enough to be hers.
Oh, okay. Why is there going to be a rage stream? What's she got to rage about? She's got a lush biker in bed. She's been ploughed. She's had a fupa lifted and nudged.
Oh God.
She's got rid of Nader. What's she got to rage about? Really? What's she got to rage about?
Because she got rid of Nader. She got a
Tick.
guy laying in her bed.
Tick.
And she got rid of Nader. And she don't like May because May is getting rid of Nader on a permanent basis.
But she's got nothing to rage about. Foodie, what have you got to rage about?
When did she had anything to rage about in the real past year? What has she really had to rage about? And how has this stopped her from raging?
Yes, that's true. She often rages without any reason whatsoever. So I'm just wondering why she's going to do one next. Why is there an imminent rage coming up?
She's not acting like she has company, if you know what I'm saying. She's
not.
She's not acting like somebody that has been recently.
Foodie does not know how to act when she has company. She doesn't know. She is a social cripple.
But shouldn't sex or any kind of romance put you chemically in a better mood? Don't you get happy chemicals in your brain?
Yes, it does. Usually it does.
It might not have been good sex.
I don't think they had any. Once again, imagine
Wait a
the
second.
smells.
Didn't motorcycle guy have a package? I mean, like, wasn't he packing?
Yeah,
with his
everybody
third leg?
saw that.
Yeah, so why can't he be putting it down?
I mean, I'm just saying. That's what I was thinking about. I didn't want to say that, but Monty said it. So she's to me.
Well,
to
Monty,
me,
if you're gonna go down this road, and he's
not
supposed to be packing, I'm just gonna say that maybe the fupa is bigger than we all expected, and he couldn't get all of that
Oh,
Oh
in there. So
no.
I
oh
mean,
no, oh
yeah,
no,
I
oh
mean
no,
your
no, no.
fupa could put some distance in between you and the actual.
Yeah, then she the fupa queen and king. Damn.
The motorcycle gang is gone, is it?
As long as she never talks about getting suspenders for her fupa ever again, it will be too soon.
Fupa
Suspenders for her.
suspenders. Fupa.
Not the suspenders.
She was trying to design a crotchless bathing suit to have something to lift her fupa so she can have sex with it.
Yeah,
A
like a
Oh
fupa
fupa hammock.
basket. Yeah, like a hammock basket.
That's
wow.
Have we got any engineers in the chat that can devise a pulley system for Foodie Beauty?
You know, with all the money that she spent this weekend, she could have went to a clinic and had her fupa sucked out.
right.
I
Yeah,
mean,
right.
all
She
the money
could've.
she spent, girl.
Yeah, you can only.
I don't know why she just doesn't get a tummy tuck like Learn to Be Fearless did and act like she lost weight.
I wouldn't even pretend.
No one would
I'm like,
know.
Too fat
No
to
one
have
would
a-
know. No one would care. Everybody would be happy for her. They
There's
said,
not
look, you
enough
lost weight.
tucking to get that tummy.
You need to have more loose skin, I think.
Yeah, I don't think you can. Yeah, there's too much fupa there. I think she's got, like you said, she's got to lose weight.
She
It's
needs
kinda
to be
solid.
standing on a fupa when she walks, I think, to get surgery.
God.
wow,
Oh, that's horrible.
wow.
My imagination.
Remember, it's all loose skin. That's not fat anymore. It's all loose skin. That's all that the fupa is.
Bollocks, it's fat. It's
There's
fat
no loose
still.
skin on the fupa. The only loose skin
Not
is
at
hanging
all.
off of your
It's full of
elbows.
gnashes and paneer.
Right.
She couldn't even qualify for a surgery.
That's
at
right.
this point.
Okidol in chat saying no, it's too risky to operate. You're right, actually.
Because she's too. Is this why Dr. No or now keeps saying
Dr.
you need to
Now.
lose 100
But
pounds?
couldn't she go to just like one of the clinics and just do a little liposuction? I mean, that would
Yeah.
get her going, get her started.
No, Grebo's agreeing. It's too large to do that.
Yeah,
She got too many health issues, and she would have to lose weight.
Yeah, liposuction wouldn't. Yeah,
Oh,
wouldn't work at her size. They can only take
okay.
out medically. They can only take out a certain amount, really, medically, for it to be healthy. And she just has weight. Yeah, she needs to diet and exercise, point blank. Then she can think
Right.
about that stuff.
Yeah. She needs to go on a high protein, low fat diet.
When you
For-
say the
I
high
can sign her. I can sign her up for a weekend with my parents, and my stepdad and my mom, my stepmom, and my dad. They'll give her 500 calories a day.
Don't let her go anywhere near your family, darling. Don't. She will just make trouble for your family. Do not have her in your house. Do not have her near your family. Do not let her come near you because she's bad news.
Nader is live.
Or if she actually did have the motivation to just go for a walk, just 30 minutes a day, I swear it would help her
But
out
she
so
can
much.
It would,
she
yeah.
can barely.
She can't go. She can't walk up the stairs without being winded.
She's got a good staircase there. She could go up and down the stairs 20 times a day just to start off with, and that would fuck her
Yes.
right up, but it would help. And if she did that,
But you know she
every
sometimes
day.
forces herself not to breathe right. You know that, right? You can tell whenever she was walking in Cuba, she was perfectly fine.
Yeah, that's true. She wasn't hitting her puffer every 2 seconds.
No, so I'm feeling like maybe if we promised her a buffet at every end of every walk, she would do it.
Well, after the paneer and the, nashies, I mean, it takes a lot of calories to maintain that body. That's all I'm gonna say. So Cuba was the height of the foodie exercise arc. I don't think we're gonna get that again. I really don't. Somebody will say they were a court clerk. Who was that? Was that some stinky Malone? You said you were a Canada court clerk?
Yeah,
we just
they
got
was
derailed.
Stinky Malone, yeah, and then we got sidetracked.
So I would love to hear Stinky Malone's perspective about the
Right.
shenanigans.
Yeah.
And especially if Monty can get a press pass to your knowledge. So if you want me to hop off so Stinky can come on, I don't care.
We have space for one more person. Actually, we have space for 10 max. We only at 7 right now.
So can't
Stinky
three more
Malone, do
people.
you want to come, Stinky Malone?
All right. So what is he doing? Is he fixing alcohol?
Right now, he just made him a little drink on the rocks. It looks like he just busted up a pint of Crown, and
Okay.
of course, he is
Annabelle report.
tapping on his iPad. He is in the kitchen. It looks like he has a pan on the oven, and of course, ladies and gentlemen, he is absolutely boring. So this would be
Yikes.
the on the side report as your side internet guy, Hannibal.
I love your
615,
voice, Hannibal.
reporting
Oh my
from the
God.
field.
Right.
Nader got a fright at the court.
Oh.
Look, he's subdued. He is subdued. There's something
Yeah.
wrong with Nader. The wind has been taken out of his sails.
But he looked like he got his first day of school clothes on today, y'all.
Oh, you know she's gonna be raging today because of that iPad. Because people are gonna be talking shit to her about the iPad.
I think he needs a significant sum of money. What do you guys think? I think he needs a significant sum of money. And
Okay, Monty, you brought up something earlier about him
I think he needs a miracle.
requesting that money and then not needing it. Like
Yeah,
it was $7 to $12,000.
Yeah, he said he had matters in court, and then I looked up penal and criminal and civil under his name, and nothing came up.
So do you
Only
think it was
the only thing that came up was for criminal from 2018, 2019 until I looked it up again. Then his
and
matters
that's
with
when you
May
had the
came
new
up.
stuff,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
So do you think maybe he was trying to preemptively gather that money because he thought this May stuff was going to go
Maybe
through?
maybe
Yeah,
he
of
did
course.
look at a lawyer, and the lawyer's
course.
like, "Oh, for me to take this, it's like 7 or 12 grand."
Yeah, because that's a
Maybe
lot
that
of
was it.
money.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money for just a retainer if it wasn't a high profile case.
That is a lot of money.
It is.
Yes.
His
But
bravado
Yeah,
is.
I mean, because you're
take-
looking at
that's
regular
it. Have a
six
nice drink, Nader. That's it. Get it down
six
your
to
neck.
1,000 here for a retainer, depending on what it is. And if you get any
Yikes.
higher than that, then it's like murder charges and stuff.
Man, that is a shit ton of money. Holy crap.
Mhm.
Well, damn.
Oh, she got another community post out, or has that been seen?
Let me check on that because there's so much
Mary's
things
just told
happening
us
right
that
now.
she's told us a shit ton. Thanks.
Oh, she's doing the whole farms thing, screenshotting farm stuff.
All right.
Stinky Malone, can you come up, or do you want to? I would love. I feel like
And there's another one.
there's a wealth of information with Stinky because you must have seen some stuff. So I don't know if they're still in the chat, but I'm just convinced that
Snarky Priest has got the deets on Chantal admitting she knows about the hotel visit. Chantal forgets what she said.
mhm.
Yep, there you go. The Snarky Priest, well done. She forgets what she said, because she's a flipping moron, but
she's a
It's the
liar.
drugs. It's
Yeah.
the drugs. It's the drugs. The drugs get her like that. They get her all foggy brained.
I
So
love that
Stinky-
final conclusion.
on
that
the
Ginger.
29th of October 21. There we go. The Snarky Priest has got it there in black and white.
Snarky Priest MVP.
Right.
Yep.
So Stinky, did you want to come up, or can we just ask you questions in the chat? I understand if you're shy, but I want
Stinky
to know.
does what now with the clerk's office?
Stinky Malone is a former court clerk in the Canadian court system, if I remember, and I have so many questions because
Oh yeah.
But if they don't want to come up on the panel, then I understand that. But should we direct questions? Should we type the questions, or what should we do for your comfort, Stinky Malone?
Yeah, sounds good. We'll wait, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So I guess he's gonna be cooking as he usually does, and then he's just gonna talk shit later. I
Yep.
guess that's his
Oh, okay. So
formula.
we're gonna burn today.
Yeah.
What's he
Let's see what we're
burning
gonna burn
today?
today.
Chat, you're great with all your information, by the way.
So,
Perfect as usual. Well done.
Mm-hmm.
so if Stinky gets a
It
link,
looks
I
like
think they
spaghetti.
can.
It looks like we're making spaghetti today.
It's gonna ruin spaghetti.
No,
Oh,
he
there's
just
a
pulled
big
out nuts.
watermelon. Is
It's
it going to get filled with vodka?
No,
yeah,
he just
he
made nuts.
he looked like he drinking tequila.
No, he's drinking Crown. He just opened it up. Yeah.
I hate that he likes Crown. It's
I hate
such
that
a
he likes
southern.
Crown too.
Thank
What's
you, Hannibal.
Crown?
We're
Crown
Nashvilleians.
Royal.
Crown Royale.
Crown
Yeah.
Royal is the standard drink of Tennesseans everywhere. We just
Mhm.
like it.
That and
And
Jack.
and Jack Daniels, of course, the Tennessee whiskey. So it's
Mhm.
just
How about
infuriating.
CC's?
Who?
CC's.
Who is
Oh,
CC?
Jack Daniels. I love that. I love the Jack Daniels cinnamon. Oh my god.
Yeah,
So
we got
Ginger,
we
when
got
I
the
find you
distillery
in the
down here.
UK,
Yeah.
Ginger,
Oh,
when
I
I
love
find
the
you in the
cinnamon stuff.
Canadian
find
Club. I guess you guys don't have that because it's
Oh, we have
Canadian Club.
Canadian Club.
All right, cool.
We have that.
If he puts that pasta in
Maker's
there without
Mark
the
and all
water
this
boiling, I
stuff.
swear to God, I'm gonna hit him.
We have the finest Scots whiskey here.
I'm gonna come drink
Man,
with you,
that is
Ginger.
so good though.
Because as a home cook, I swear to God, because that's just ruining pasta.
Hey guys, right now he's got a
Pasta
handful
did
of
nothing
nuts.
to you.
Right.
I couldn't resist that one.
Yeah, okay. We got Stinky Malone on. I see you, Stinky. Turn off your camera now, and I'll add you.
What is
Okay,
he
we got.
making?
Pasta did nothing to you.
Hello.
Hi, everybody.
Hello,
Hello,
Hi,
Stinky.
Stinky.
I see you, Stinky. Turn off your camera
There you go, Andrea.
I'll add you.
Okay, so first question that I have for Stinky is Nader asserted that he was gonna ask the judge to Stinky, I think you gotta mute your YouTube, mute your device. I think not your yeah. So if you have a device that's playing the panel,
Stream.
right? If you that's playing the stream, you have to mute that or it'll give you feedback.
Yeah.
But Stinky, so Nader asserts that he's going to ask the judge to make Monty leave the courtroom. What is the procedure for that? Can he ask that? Does the judge have to oblige him, or can Monty be there because he's a part of media? Do you know?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Did I fix the mic thing?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, the balls on Nader to think that he can direct a judge how to run the courtroom is arrogant as all hell. The public is allowed to attend any court proceeding unless you are being a disruption to the court, unless you are doing something in the courtroom you shouldn't be doing, such as wearing a hat, eating food. Those are things where a court clerk or a judge will call you out, tell you to stop, and if you don't, they'll ask you to leave, and if you don't leave, then you get a nice visit from the sheriffs. So no, he can't ask the judge to say, well, there's somebody sitting in the gallery that I don't want here, I want them removed. The judge isn't going to entertain that. The judge might ask why, is this person dangerous to you? Does this person have a restraining order to not be around you? But no, members of the public are absolutely allowed to attend court.
Okay, thank you so much for answering that question. I have another question.
Mm-hmm.
So he is somebody with a record, right?
Yes. Yes.
And in his position, in your opinion, do you think it would help him or hurt him to even have Foodie testify in any capacity, whether she's there to testify for May, or whether she's there to testify for the Crown, I should say, or whether she's there to testify on his behalf? Do you think if Foodie Beauty steps into that courtroom for either side, do you think that is going to be the nail in his coffin, or do you think it could actually help him?
Well, first of all, I think it all depends on, like you said, if who she'd be testifying for the Crown or for Nader, for the accused. But at the end of the day, there is so much proof online from the mouth of Chantal herself, where she's proven herself to be unreliable, a liar, that I'm sure if we find out that she's going to be a witness, and let's face it, she's going to tell us, like, we're going to find out, she tells us everything. There's going to be countless people that are going to reach out to the Crown Attorney's office. We know who the Crown Attorney's name is based off of that docket information that Monty was able to find. That Crown prosecutor is probably going to get information from outsider people to point her to clips, videos of her contradicting herself, especially about this specific case, that she probably wouldn't be allowed to testify anyways. And if she was, I think the judge would deem her as a non-credible witness, so her testimony wouldn't be accepted. Now, the other thing I wanted to mention is that, as Monty said in his awesome video there, where we found out that this was a essay matter, is that it is indictable. And what that gives Nader, as the accused, the choice of is in Canada, when an offense is indictable, you can either choose to have your trial heard in the provincial court, which is always only overseen by a judge. There is no jury in provincial court. Or if Nader wants to go to the Court of Queen's Bench, he can then hear his matter in front of a judge only on that side. Or he could choose to have a jury with a judge to hear his matter. So if he decides to go the route of Court of Queen's Bench, which is going to be either judge alone or judge with a jury, he still has to have what's called a preliminary hearing in the provincial courtroom with a judge. And what the preliminary hearing is that judge in the provincial court is determining, is there enough evidence to allow this matter to go forward to the Court of Queen's Bench, because they don't want to send stuff to the Court of Queen's Bench if it's a matter that has like zero evidence, or isn't going to potentially result in a conviction, or I shouldn't say result in a conviction, but that the prosecutor has enough information to warrant going ahead and making an argument. So what Nader's going to choose, I don't know. But can you imagine Chantal in front of a jury? Like if this ended up being a trial in the Court of Queen's Bench in front of a jury, I can't imagine how the jury would take her as a witness. It would just be incredible, I think.
Well, I think she can do a good job if and only if
Andrea!
No, please listen. If and only if the YouTube channel is not allowed into the courtroom. She can put on a fake low BMI voice all day and he her way through it.
They'll do Discovery though, won't they? She'll be all her stuff will be part of Discovery if she's a witness.
I'm telling you all, I agree that she's never going to make it to the witness stand because she's so incredible. She's never going to get there.
She's lied on a police report, and she's admitted that she lied because she was spiteful, and then she took it back, and then she wants to go back to the police.
And that's all they have to do is bring that up in court right there, and they're gonna boom, done. She's not credible. If she's gonna falsify a police report on the exact subject, then she's not gonna be credible to testify as a alibi or witness or anybody. She's not gonna be able to testify.
I don't think the Crown, the prosecutor, would ever choose her to be a witness for their side because, like everyone's saying, she's not credible. And so the Crown Attorney doesn't want to mess up their case by putting a witness on the stand who's going to just make a fool of the whole court decorum.
Stinky,
yes.
Someone has a question about the text messages that Chantal put in her community post. Can they do anything about Chantal posting those text messages?
I just got off from work. So was this something that was just recent today? The text messages? Which text messages were these?
She linked text messages from Kiwi Farms that were posted months ago that are relevant to this case today, I believe.
Is this the text messages between May and Nader?
Yes.
Something that has nothing to do with her.
Yeah, what's going to happen is the prosecution can't take because as we all know, it's easy to fake things, right, on the internet with, just making, oh, this is a text message, but it's been faked. What they'd have to do is they'd have to subpoena the cell phone carrier for May and or Nader, and it's the cell phone carriers that would provide the transcripts of text messages.
So they would have to get a reliable source besides Kiwi Farms. So
I believe so. I mean, I'm not going to say that I haven't seen prosecutors try and use things from social media, like posts and stuff in court, and I have seen it, and it backfired royally to the prosecution for trying to do that, just because first of all, how do you prove on a Facebook account that was the person typing? Oh, well, I shared my password with so-and-so and this person. That could have been them writing, right? So it can get a bit tricky, but my understanding is that the cell phone carriers can be subpoenaed like a I don't want to call it a warrant, but they're requested officially by the prosecution or the police agencies to provide basically the text messages, but in a like, it's not going to show up like it shows up on your phone. It's going to be like a transcript.
Which route do you think?
Damn, I just realized
She's
he's
dirty
smart then, because he says all the stuff he does it on Messenger, so he never has a trail.
Yeah, he calls. Like, he has an audio call so that he doesn't leave a trail of like written evidence. Oh, I mean, as much of an idiot as he is smart in certain ways, but that's because he's been an idiot for so long and he's gotten in trouble for so long with being a scammer, a grifter, whatever you want to call him. He's found ways to make it work for him when he's probably been burned many, many times, right? When he first started out. And so you learn the tricks of the trade on how to cover your butt.
Which route do you think he should take? Should he, if it goes that far, do you think after the preliminary hearing, do you think he should go before the judge only scenario, or do you think he should go in front of a jury?
So the preliminary hearing would only be if he decides to go to the Court of Queen's Bench. So then that preliminary hearing is heard in provincial court. He could choose right off the hop, I just want my trial just to be only in the provincial court with the judge. It all depends, right? Like, you have some people that would rather have a jury because then you have way more people having to weigh in on a decision as opposed to just one person being a judge. So, if it could always end in a mistrial if not everybody is unanimous on the jury to make a guilty or not guilty verdict. I'm not sure what route he should take or will take. It all depends. I mean, I'm sure his lawyer is advising him of what would be the best route. And the other thing too is I just wanted to mention, so the docket information that Monty shared with us showed that this was a first appearance. And that makes sense because the potential arrest that would have happened with this May case was probably, I'm trying to remember how long ago that was when it first started. I don't know if that was October, or someone can correct me, October, November.
It was October. I think the second to last week.
I think. Yeah, late October.
Yeah, so it makes sense that this far along, especially with the backlog that the courts have had, obviously, since the pandemic, I'm sure there's been lots of cases that have had to be, postponed because the judge got sick or there weren't enough court clerks because they were all sick, that kind of thing. So it makes sense that the first court appearance, I know it seems like, wow, this is really long down the road, but just with how many court matters there are, the backlog that has happened with the pandemic, that's why the court case would be this late. And so unless Nader was going to plead guilty right off the hop, which I assume he didn't, then if he would have pled guilty at his first appearance, then they would have scheduled a date for a sentencing, because then obviously there's no need for a trial. So if he's pled not guilty, and technically you don't have to enter a plea for your first appearance. You're basically showing up with or without a lawyer, and usually at this stage there might still be discovery for those that aren't in the know of court. That's the information that the Crown is providing to Nader if he's self-representing, or to his lawyer of what they have against him. This is the case. This is the evidence. These are going to be our witnesses if we go to trial, that kind of thing. And that's kind of an ongoing thing. Like it's a moving target because more information can be brought forth, more evidence can be found as the case moves closer to a date of either sentencing if he pleads guilty or a trial if he pleads not guilty. So we're probably going to see him at a lot of court appearances. If he's pled not guilty or intends to plead not guilty, then what ends up happening is you call that remand court. And remand court is basically for matters where it's still in limbo. There's nothing been set in terms of let's set a trial, that kind of thing. So your matter can be in remand court for quite some time. And if a trial is set, it could be months, it could be a year from now, because again, with the backlog, and even before the pandemic, there was backlog. You have to make sure that the Crown prosecutor's schedule is free, the lawyer's schedule is free, and the judge that's going to be assigned to that trial is free. So sometimes the dates don't align until way further down. So the trial might not happen for, months, a year from now, if that's how it goes.
Is he able to leave? Is he able to go anywhere he wants because of word like the address? He has an address in one place and he stay in another. Is he able to do that?
So I'm assuming here that Nader was arrested and released on a promise to appear when he was arrested for this alleged incident. Because if he would have been arrested and held in remand, then he would have been in bail court, which could have taken place the next day, depending on, I don't know when he was first arrested, if it was a Friday, if it was a Saturday, memory's failing me. But I don't know how it is in Quebec, but most courts only run from Monday to Friday. So if you're arrested on the Friday or the weekend, you usually have to wait till the Monday to go before a judge for a bail hearing. I don't know. I don't think that happened with Nader's case. I think he was arrested and then released on a promise to appear. I know there was that whole thing about him having been taken to the hospital or something because he was crying, or I don't remember exactly how that all. He was. Correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm remembering that wrong.
No, you're remembering it right. He was crying and he was sent to the hospital.
Yeah,
they sent you to the hospital for crying in Canada.
Yeah, for your big boo-boos, they bring you there and wipe away your tears. I have no idea why he was brought to the hospital. I don't know if he was showing signs of being in distress. I have no idea, but I'm assuming he was released on a promise to appear. And yes, the police, when they release you on a promise to appear, there's conditions. The main one is going to be that he should not have any contact with the alleged victim. That's going to be a big one. I'm not quite sure what the rules are for residents. I don't know if he's only supposed to stay in the province of Quebec and he's allowed to move wherever he wants to, but has to keep the police aware of where he is. Or I don't know if he is allowed to change provinces. Like, so you'd have to actually see his release papers to see what he's allowed to do and not do. But one thing that someone can do, depending on their conditions that they've received from the police, or if they were arrested and put in a remand center awaiting a bail hearing, if they're released on bail, there's conditions as well. In either of those scenarios, they can always come to the court to petition to have a condition revised. So let's say, for example, somebody's arrested for robbing a gas station, and their condition is that they have to have a curfew from 10 p.m. to 8 a.m. They have to be at home during those hours. Well, let's just say that person ends up getting a medical procedure that's scheduled at 2 a.m. I'm not sure how it is in other countries, but in Canada, we sometimes have 2 a.m. appointments for certain medical procedures. So he would have to go to the court, obviously ahead of the appointment, and say, hey, can I have this varied for this day only because I have to do this? So it's absolutely available to vary your conditions. But I don't think a court would ever say, oh yeah, you can go ahead and start communicating with the victim. Like, that would not be a condition that would be, I think, ever entertained by the court. I'm sorry that I'm missing a lot of questions here in the chat. I'm trying not to ignore people.
No, you're doing a really good
You're
job.
doing really good. Yeah, you're doing fine.
I see that someone asked if there's a chance for him to go to jail after August 3rd. If a warrant is out for his arrest, like if he's breached any of his conditions on whatever his release conditions were, then the court is aware of warrants that are out. And so if he shows up, he could be arrested when he makes an appearance. But I don't think he would end up in jail just for appearing without having breached his conditions, or come up with new charges. If there's new allegations from somebody else or whatever, then that's a different story too. My guess, and I don't want to hypothesize, but if somebody were to press charges and a new charge was there, he would be rearrested, and I would find it really hard to believe that the police would release him again on a promise to appear. I think with the same type of charge, he would be remanded into court and he'd have to go in front of a judge to have a bail hearing.
So technically, if this time frame was on a slider and this case was already present and presented in front of the Crown, and then Foodie would go and file those charges now, then they would possibly arrest him and remand him. But because this case was not in front of the Crown at the time, she filed those charges and were able to renege on them and take them back. And then here we are with this, right?
Yes. And I think it would be, again, with all the evidence that's come out from Chantal's mouth herself with, yes, he did it to me. No, he didn't.
It's okay to say the cow's mouth. I got you.
Well, now I forgot what I was going to say because that was hilarious. No, what I was going to say is I don't think the Crown would trust going ahead with her case with how opposite she's been on the whole situation. And I mean, as the title of Monty's stream alludes to, lying on a police report, whether it's the initial one or the retracting one, that's not good. I mean, she's putting herself, I have no idea if there's an appetite for the Gatineau police to even care about what she did and charge her with perjury. But, you know, I don't think, putting that aside of her getting charged, I don't think a Crown attorney would look at her and go, yeah, this is the case I want to move forward with. You know, because they don't want to end up going into court and then having the victim on the stand go, yeah, none of this happened. You know what I mean? And I unfortunately have seen that, which has been very sad.
Right. No, that makes perfect sense, though.
I think
Do you
someone's
think
asking
he
Natalie
has
what-
probation? Because like you would think if he was on probation, then all of this came about that he would be remanded into custody, wouldn't he?
That was the part that kind of made me go, what?
Yeah, like what is going on? Like me too, because I'm like thinking if you are on probation and you do something, they're gonna lock your ass up and you're gonna have to apply to get bail, right?
So that's the part that I don't understand, because you're absolutely right, Monty. If he was on probation from the stabbing conviction, or stabbings, I guess it was plural, I don't understand why when these new charges came out that what, but okay. Oh, I was going to say, maybe we don't know all the charges on the docket, but yes, I think you saw that it was only that one charge, because what can happen is they can also charge you with breaching your probation in addition to this new charge that has come to light, right? So it's kind of like a 2-for-1, like you did something bad, but you also did something bad when you were on probation, when you really shouldn't have been doing anything bad. So that was weird to me that he wasn't arrested as soon as May's charges were accepted by the Crown. That's the part that I don't understand. So I'm sorry, I can't answer that one. That is a weird one to me.
The question on leading along those same lines, would that also have something to do with the address? Because if they're looking for him at one place, they may not know to look at another province.
Yeah, I just think though that there's enough evidence for any kind of detective to just kind of, I'm sure they know he has a YouTube channel. I'm sure that's...
Yeah, there's enough information to link him, even
Yeah,
with different addresses.
Yeah, they know where he is with how many times the word Lachine comes out of Chantal's mouth. They know where he is. So that, yeah, it's all strange to me. And this is a question I have for anybody here in the chat and on the panel. I'm confused as to, okay, did he come to Canada with refugee status?
Yeah, he was an asylum seeker that got refugee status, so he's a protected person, is what we call it in Canada here.
So my guess is that that's why he wasn't deported after his conviction.
Yeah, because we in Canada, of course, don't like to deport people where they're likely to lose their lives or be unfairly incarcerated,
Right.
maybe for the rest of his life in another country. We just would rather keep him here.
Seems fair.
But if he does it again, then the likelihood of him getting deported is just that much higher.
One thing I did want to say as well is Nader talks a big talk about, oh, if, people come into this gallery in one of my court proceedings, I'm going to tell the judge that I want that person taken out. With how much of a baby we all know Nader to be, and we know how much he loves his temper tantrums, I could see him becoming belligerent in the courtroom. And if you push that judge far enough and you start being, excessively disrespectful, start causing a scene, he could be put in contempt of court just for his behavior alone in the courtroom. So he talks a big talk and says he'll do all this, I'll work my magic and get the judge to, kick out anybody, but it's not going to go the way he thinks it's going to go. And I'd like to see him be able to control his anger issues when a judge tells him, no, people are allowed to be in this courtroom. So hopefully his lawyer, I don't know if the lawyer he's going to hire is going to be the same lawyer that represented him in the stabbings. Obviously, there's certain lawyers that are specialists in certain areas, so I don't know if that lawyer would be just a general lawyer, like practicing general law, or if he's going with somebody who specializes in SA. But I hope his lawyer, for the sake of the court and to allow the court to do its proper process, puts him in his place before he even steps foot in the courtroom and says, listen, you got to smarten up. You got to keep your mouth shut. Speak when you're spoken to. Don't make a scene. Otherwise, what's that fuck around and find out phrase?
Yeah, exactly. You're so
That's
right.
what we say. That's what we say down here. Fuck around
Kenny
and
J
find out.
says, but the timeline doesn't add up for it to be Arab Spring. Okay, so there's this huge, big thing going on in the community. When did he get here? I can only go off what he says, and you believe it or not, is what I'm just going to say. Arab Spring was December 2010 to 2012. He said he did his taxes for 2010. So did he just come here in December and then automatically find a job and then had to do 1 month of taxes, not even maybe 2 weeks? That's very unlikely to immediately come here and get a job. I'm not sure exactly how the workings of being an asylum seeker turned refugee works, but that's very unlikely to me. But if you've been watching his live streams, which have been quite long, he did state that he came here and landed in Vancouver, BC in April 2010, which makes a lot more sense as to why he would say he did his 2010 taxes.
Here in the
He
States,
left Egypt when he was young, though, didn't he? And he went to work on the ships. I think it's something to do with the national service that young Egyptian men have to do when they get in their late teens. I think, and a lot of Egyptians do go and work abroad to escape national service. And whether that coincides, because he went on ships, didn't he, for a few years before he actually came to Canada?
Yeah, he was saying that he was on the ships. He was saying, oh, he was a chef there, but I guess he's an assistant mechanic. I guess he was cooking the meals. I don't know what exactly was going on. Maybe that's the case.
Because I think it is quite legit, isn't it, for like young men or young women in Egypt to go when they're young and move abroad rather than go through whatever regimes rules that were at that time. I'm not sure. And then when he was away on the ships, then I think the Arab Spring happened, because he was
Okay.
only in his late 20s, 30 or something when Arab Spring happened. Because he's 40 now. He was 30 when Arab Spring happened. He's been on ships since he was 17, 18. Has he not?
Yeah, I think that's what he said. He was
Yeah.
working the ships for very young of age. So we can talk. I have no idea
knows?
because I can't believe anything he really says. But that's what he said. He got here April 2010. So go with that or not doesn't really matter to me. Other than that, Stinky, I really appreciate what you've been saying to really explain what's gonna happen with the court system. What else was there to add?
Somebody asked, so how possible is it, I guess, that May would succeed in the case? And I guess the better question is, it's the Crown, right? The Crown is the one who would succeed. I know by default, May as the victim does too. That's a hard question to answer because, unfortunately, a lot of the trials that I was involved in that involved SA, often the victim, was unfortunately still in love with their accuser, and they either wouldn't show up to court, and unfortunately that results in a warrant for the victim, which it's hard for me to know how I feel about that, because I understand sometimes how it is hard for certain women to, and I'm talking about an SA situation where it would be, people who were partners known to each other, that kind of thing, not just a random SA encounter. So yeah, a lot of times the victim doesn't show up and the warrant goes out, or they go on the stand and they don't really answer the questions that the Crown's asking. They're evasive, or they start saying, it never happened. I hope that, May gets her turn in court to tell her side of the story. And I hope that, I know this sounds terrible. I'm sorry that if this alleged incident did actually happen, I'm really sorry that it happened. But I hope that there was DNA evidence, because that goes a long way in aiding the Crown's case. As terrible as it is to have DNA evidence, because obviously that meant something happened. But again, DNA evidence doesn't necessarily mean that an SA happened. It just proves that Nader was there and that there was activities that were happening between the two parties. Just so everybody knows, if it does go to trial, no one is allowed to bring up Nader's prior convictions during the trial. So it's kind of like an unbiased, standalone look at what's going on with that particular case. But if he were going for bail, like let's say he was rearrested for something else in a couple of weeks or whatever. And so let's say they decide that, no, you're not getting out this time on a promise to appear. You're going to have to go in front of a judge and make your case to get bail. They will bring up prior convictions. And the reason for that is obviously if somebody's been convicted 10 separate times of robbing a gas station, and then this is their 11th time that they're arrested, the judge wants to know that so that they can make a decision on, hey, is this person have the risk of reoffending again? Because they need to know the history. Has this person done this before? How many times? I believe, and I will say former clerk, it's been quite some time, but I believe at sentencing, they can also bring up prior convictions, because that's a mitigating factor in the sentencing. Like, has this person done this crime before? How many times? Have they didn't learn their lesson before? So the penalty should increase based on the amount of times you've done the same type of crime, or crimes of any nature, I guess.
Now, I've got a question. Is May has got a history of problematic behavior and unstable behavior, shall we say? Are they going to bring that up and use that against her, do you think, his team?
They could. they could for sure bring that up. You know, when you have to think of it in this way, I know people tend to look at it as like, you know, how can a lawyer represent somebody who is clearly a criminal or absolutely knows that, you know, they obviously did it. The thing is, though, the way that the justice system works in at least Canada, and I'm sure how it works in North America and other you know, countries as well, is you don't just have somebody well, first of all, defend themselves if they don't want to defend themselves, because that, like, normal people that aren't familiar with the justice system, they don't know how the court works. They don't know legal jargon. They don't know, you know, what's admissible in court. What can I object to? Hearsay. All these types of things. So it'd be really unfair to get somebody to just, no, you're going to go and represent yourself, and there are no lawyers because lawyers don't want to represent guilty people. You can't look at it that way. The lawyers are there for a reason, to make sure that justice is done properly, that it goes through the court system in a fair way. Because, you know, you don't want somebody to just be found guilty because they didn't know how the law works, right? Didn't know how to defend themselves.
But isn't it a case of, even if you didn't know the law was there, you still broke it anyway?
Oh yeah, that's not a defense. You can't say, you know, that SA was against the law. You can't say that. Well, I mean, he can say that. The judge is going to go, okay. Like, that's not,
because I'm just worried because Mayor's got a bit of a reputation, and I'm just thinking, but then I'm thinking, well, why would May do this? But then that is a $1 million question, isn't it, on cases like this? So I've got concerns. I really have. But I think he's got. Do you think my assumption is right, that when he's gone to this hearing, what happened on Tuesday, whatever, he's got a bit of a fright about the bigness of it all, should we say? And that's why he's come away with this new attitude of being very meek.
Well, I think when you get your first appearance and you see, you know, your name on the docket, what you're being charged with,
right, yeah,
I'm pretty sure that's, you know, it's definitely like, oh, this is real now, right? And I mean, he should know that already from his previous history of going to jail, and dealing with the courts and whatnot. But it definitely is it's not just a thought in your head anymore. It's now you're in that courtroom. Usually remand courts, it's not a judge that presides. It's usually a staff justice of the peace. Just because they don't want judges taking up their, you know, however much they make a year, they don't want them just sitting in a court putting matters to another date. They want judges being utilized for sentencings, for bail hearings, for trials, that kind of thing. So a staff justice of the peace is able to like basically remand the matters to another date. But yeah, I'm sure I think it made it real for him. Or more real for him when he was, you know, in that courtroom making his first appearance. Yeah, so and it'd be interesting to know if he had a lawyer already lined up, or if he just went there and said, I'm still trying to retain a lawyer. I have no idea if he would utilize what we call in Canada legal aid, which I think is the similar thing of what is in the States is called a public defender. It's basically a lawyer who's assigned to people who are of a, you know, lower income or minimal income, so that they can at least, you know, have somebody knowledgeable in the law defending them. I have no idea if he makes enough with his grifting and YouTube now to qualify for legal aid or not. Somebody's saying that legal aid is for civil cases. No, that's incorrect.
No, it's not.
No, they don't give
No,
legal
it's
aid for
not.
civil. It's criminal. They give legal aid when you have a chance to go to jail. If there's a probability of you going to jail, that's when you get legal aid.
Yeah, because you've got to. I mean, with legal aid here, what I would consider it is he is on benefit, is he not? Whether I don't know whether he's declaring his YouTube income or whatever, I don't know. So they will just be going off his benefit status.
Well,
I
I think
imagine, and maybe he is declaring his YouTube income, but it's not that much, so he will get legal aid. It's the same here in Britain. I was trying for days trying to remember the term, but Monty said legal aid and went, yeah, that's it. That's what he'll be getting.
I believe I'm correct. I'm not a YouTube creator myself, but it's my understanding that you need a bank account in order for the AdSense to go in somewhere, right? It just can't. You don't get a check, right? Maybe you do get it. I don't know how it works, but you have to have a bank account, right? So I assume legal aid would request a bank statement.
Yeah.
To see like
what you can be earning quite a good you can in Britain. You still can be earning quite a good wage in a fairly reasonable wage bracket and still qualify for legal aid or partial legal aid or a brief or something like that. So yeah, I can see that. It's just that he's been so full of bravado, like, I'm cool, everything's going to be fine. When I go to court, it's all going to be, they're going to see that everyone's a liar and I'm innocent. But now there's a change, there's a marked change in his attitude, and he's just since Tuesday.
The reason for that, in my opinion, and I don't care if this comes across as mean because Nader is insignificant to me.
Go ahead.
The reason why he's all meek now is the people that he's used to manipulating, the people that he's used to grifting, let's face it, they're naive, gullible, low self-esteem, perhaps maybe not high IQ. You might find those things in a courtroom with a judge. A judge, especially a judge that has been there for a long time. In Canada, most judges start off as a lawyer or a crown prosecutor, and then eventually they get appointed through a process to being a judge. They've been around the block. These aren't people that just, got called to the bar and then the next week they're a judge. No, like these are years, decades worth of judges. Crown prosecutors can also be very experienced as well as lawyers. These are not people that Nader can, take off his shirt and do a belly dance for and think that they're going to eat out the palm of his hand. So that's why when he goes to court, he knows I can't be the manipulator, the grifter, the scammer that I am in my real life, in my social life. I can't pull that shit here. It's not going to work.
Yeah, exactly. He's used to dealing with dweebs around him, people who he can manipulate, and he's like in with he got a taste of the big boy action there, didn't he? And he's got the heat. He feels the heat all around him. So yeah. So he's going to be a little bit more cut down a peg or two, should we say? But
and I just want to point out that May is exactly the kind of person that he preys upon. Like all of those mods, like people that I'm not saying May is stupid at all, but I am, like what Ginger said. She's got a bit of a checkered, life, and he's exactly the kind of person. I mean, look at Foodie. Foodie, I mean, just look at Foodie. That's all I'm going to say. And then look at the women that fawn over him. They're all older. They're all people. I'll never forget what that one mod wrote. He literally likened him to, I think, a relative, a younger relative that she was missing. Didn't have anything to do with him. She just made the connection because she was lonely. And that's the kind of those are the kinds of people that are out there in his wake now because of Chantal. So I'm glad if he went in before a real man, a judge, or a real woman, and he got a little taste of reality. That makes me happy. I hope that's what happened.
Yeah, it's I mean, at the end of the day, we all just want justice to happen in the courtroom, whether that means we just want the truth to come out and justice to prevail, whether that means Nader is innocent and Nader is guilty. I personally just want the truth to come out. I mean, if Nader really is innocent, then I hope that that's what the judge or the jury, whatever he chooses to get heard in front of, I hope that's what the outcome is, right? The truth.
Somebody was asking in chat about video footage of them in the. How much does video footage? Video footage of Nader in the street, in the hotel, and stuff like that. Is that all gonna go in? Yeah, it will be, won't it? Yeah.
Yeah, basically, I'm assuming the police, when May first brought this to the attention of the authorities, and I can't remember if she brought it to her own jurisdiction when she returned home first, or if she went to the Gatineau police. I can't remember how that all. Something tells me she went to her own jurisdiction first. If someone can correct me.
That's correct. She said that she went to her own local police, and then they advised her that it would be very difficult for them to do their procedures there and then forward it to Canada. Even though we have really good rapport between Canada and the US, it's so difficult. Even between counties or even states within the same country, it's super difficult for police agencies from one county or one state to really forward or give information or other things to another state or county. So they advise her it's best that she come back and file in Canada, then go back.
Okay.
And that's what she did.
I'm not sure what the time frame was when she eventually. Thank you, Monty. What the time frame was when she eventually did get in touch with the Gatineau police, but it all depends on how long the businesses, either the hotel itself or the businesses that are around that may have CCTV. It all depends how long they keep their footage. Do they archive it? Does it just get deleted after a certain amount of time? So I assume that the Gatineau police would have done their due diligence and contacted any of the businesses that were near the hotel and the hotel itself for any footage to prove that Nader was at that location and prove that May was at that location, because they'd have footage of her going in, him going in, and then whatever else may have been caught on footage after. I know the story from Nader is that he ran out and she chased him, but who knows what the actual truth is. So it all depends on how long those businesses kept the footage, right? If they even had video footage, that's the other question. Did they even have it? We all think in today's modern, day and age that, oh yeah, like of course everybody's filming everyone at all times, but it's a little bit eye-opening sometimes when, for example, I know people that have, recently had something stolen from their car and they go and ask all these businesses around, can I see your CCTV to see who that was? And they're like, we don't have that. So it's not as common as we think it is. I hope there was video footage.
There was talks that there is video footage that I cannot confirm. I'm gonna have to look back at which hotel it was. I do recall. I gotta check if they have cameras and other things. And like you said, the timeline is very crucial with this stuff, because some places they're right over their stuff in a week. Some places is 30 days. Some is 60. It all depends on their business practices at that particular place.
The other thing too to keep in mind, and I've seen this before in trials, is sometimes the business doesn't have the correct date or time listed on the video footage.
Yeah, like they'll have incorrect data time.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right.
And
That is
usually
true.
what ends up happening is they have somebody from the company that had this video footage, they'll come and testify that, oh yes, this is normal for us to be, the wrong day or this, but we were able to, have the data correctly showing, somewhere in the background this is the correct date, right? So, but that can also sometimes happen. It just makes, basically what would happen is the lawyer would contest that was the actual date, and then they'd have to have somebody testify as to why, like, no, this is the date. It says it wrong on the actual footage, but here's why it's actually the correct date, and they have to go through a big explanation.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Somebody's saying, is there anything that we can do to help? I think it's best for all of us to just let the professionals do their job. I'm fairly certain already that with the amount of people that were tagging the Gatineau police on Twitter, you know, about Chantal and Nader and all that kind of stuff, I think she's very well known. Her YouTube channel is very well known, at least to the Gatineau police. I'm sure that information was passed on to the Crown Prosecutor's office. I know that we all just want to be like, you know, hey, let's help and you know, be the you know, pseudo detectives, the pseudo Crown attorneys to help them out. And I understand that, but I think it's best if we just let the professionals, you know, handle it. That would be my take, anyways.
And if May's watching this, have you anything to say to May? Any advice for May?
I just, May, you know, I'm really sorry with you having to go through all of what you're going through. And the advice I have for May is when I assume she would be testifying, my advice to her would just be to, you know what, just tell the truth. Just tell the truth. You don't have to embellish anything. You don't have to understate anything. Just state the facts as you're asked about them. And, you know, it's okay if you show emotion on the stand. You know, it's happened many times that I've seen people testifying. Nothing to be ashamed of, to show emotion. So if you need to take a moment, you can always ask the court that you just need to take a break. That's fine. And I'm sure the Crown attorney is gonna tell her that as well. But yeah, the main thing that I think that would be the most important is to just say the truth, just sit in a factual manner.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Somebody just asked if court proceedings were open to the public, and yes, they are. There are certain situations where it can usually happens in cases with like high profile cases, or sometimes cases involving children as victims, or children as accused, where there's like a publication ban, and all that means is that the journalists can't publish anything about you know, names of people, and I think usually details about what's going on until the case has been finished. But that doesn't prevent people from actually attending the court to listen.
All right, Sarah asks, sorry if this has been answered already. Is it like the states where they wouldn't have brought a case if there wasn't evidence of some sort?
Yeah, the Crown Attorney's Office isn't in the business of bringing frivolous cases to court. I mean, I'm sure this is the same everywhere. The court systems are completely bogged up. There's not enough people not enough courtrooms, not enough people to run the courtrooms, and there's just tons of matters. So they want to make sure that any case that they move forward, they want to make sure that they themselves feel that there's enough evidence that's going to warrant a guilty conviction, whether that means a guilty conviction on the original charge or perhaps being found guilty on a lesser charge. Sometimes the Crown Attorney, even though they may feel strongly that somebody, let's say, for example, most likely committed first-degree murder, they may not have enough evidence to support it, or that they feel is going to actually warrant in a guilty conviction, so they'll move ahead with like a second-degree murder charge or a manslaughter charge, because they want to make sure that a conviction sticks. And unfortunately, sometimes the way to do that is to charge them with something lesser. I'm sorry, I'm just like rambling off, but I don't know, I got really annoyed finding out that Nader was being super arrogant about being able to run a courtroom like he's king shit. And especially, I guess, I think we all have a soft spot for Monty. So when anyone attacks Monty or tries to be belligerent to Monty, I think there's all, that hackles get raised, right? You're like, wow, what's going on? Who's going after our dude here? So I was just really upset with how arrogant he thought he could be. And, like, yeah, I'll kick out anybody. It's like, okay, let's see how, Mr. Knife Skills here, how that works in court. If you think you can just ask the judge to start doing something, see how far that gets you when you ask a judge to do something. You don't make requests in court. That's not how it works. So I felt like I needed to come here and just be like, I'm normally not somebody who would want to be on the panel to discuss the things I dislike about Chantal and the things I dislike about Nader and the things I dislike about all the side characters that sometimes make appearances and cameos. Because I enjoy hearing everybody else's take on it, and you guys pretty much think the same things I think as well. But I thought in this case, I was like, well, I don't know any of these guys personally, but I don't think any of them are court clerks, so maybe they might enjoy kind of hearing about this.
Oh, your knowledge is perfect. It's just
Well,
what we needed right now.
I enjoyed every moment.
Yeah.
So you are very articulate. I guess you would have to be working where you worked for so long, but I think maybe Hannibal's the only sorry.
I was gonna say, have you guys fooled?
Well, I think Hannibal is the only other person. Maybe I can't recall if he is in. I'll let him talk about that. But yeah, I loved it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I love the information, and I also have dealings with the court system a little bit closer with my job, but it's all from the States, and so I think it's slightly different, but for the most part, the exact same. So everything is spot on. Sounds great.
Oh, yeah, thank you so much.
Mhm.
Payday today says Foodie has a very interesting community post if you want to screenshot and cover it after this informative guest. Okay, thank you, Payday today.
I'll log off if nobody has any more questions. And
Yeah.
actually, one thing I was very curious about, and Monty, maybe you'll be able to tell us, is if Nader has elected to have English or French be the language of his proceedings.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna have to find that out once I show up on the 3rd.
Okay.
That I currently do not know.
Well, I'll be very interested to find out or learn what you find out. So thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Or maybe if tomorrow wasn't Canada Day, I would have found that out. But fortunately or unfortunately, it is. It is Canada Day, so we shall celebrate, and I'll find that information out on Monday if I'm able to know.
Well, thank you so much for having me on. I'm sorry if I talked everyone's ears off. And thank you, Monty, for all that you do. The panel, you guys are wonderful, all of you. And chat, you guys are also a wonderful community to be a part of. So thank you all for letting me talk, and I will sign off.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Stinky
Thank
Malone.
you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much. What I do think he's going to do is probably opt in for an interpreter. So that will be Arabic. He'll just say he can't understand French and English in a competent manner, because he does have a right to understand what he's being charged with and what is happening in the courtroom and what he can be found guilty of. It's his right. And because of that, he has the right to have an interpreter appointed to him, which I do believe will be in Arabic. So then there's that. So if anybody has anything else to say, we might wrap this up. So go ahead, everybody.
No, what is he making? Is he making like that green slime which used to come at He-Man? Is that what he's making? I'm trying to figure out what he's
doing.
But no, Monty, I appreciate this. Was a very informative panel, and thank you, Stinky Malone. That was very good. I appreciate you having me on to share these opinions, but I do think he's going to make some green slime. So if we see Dee Dee with green slime in her hair later on, we know what this is.
We know where it came from.
From the green peen, maybe too.
Right.
Foodie's watching us.
Probably
Hey,
is. I think
Foodie.
so.
Yeah. Hi, Chantal.
He looked like Gargamel.
What do you think, Chantal, after hearing that? If you did, I'm sure you did.
I wish she would join me one for my live so she can get that number to the National Mental Health.
Mhm.
All right, so we'll wrap this up. Andrea, do you have any final words, thoughts, anything?
I mean, I really just love the fact that Stinky Malone was, I mean, just we don't know who we have here. It's just a treasure box of people. So
Yeah,
I'm so happy she came. You know, Chantal doing all of her shenanigans while we've been here being educated and whatnot is no surprise to me. I'd be interested to see, you know, what you guys are going to cover before she deletes it. I hope you can cover the community post before she deletes it, because I'm not going to go look. But yeah, I'm really glad I'm caught this panel today, because yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, thanks again, Stinky. Hannibal, any last closing thoughts, words?
Sir, you are very appreciated. Everyone on this panel is also very appreciated, and I absolutely adore this community. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Hannibal. Curl Connections.
I just appreciate everybody in this community, because you know this is really nice to see people coming together and giving us information that we don't have knowledge of. And she had all the information of her knowledge, and I really appreciate that. And that's all I have to say.
All right, thank you, Natural Ginger.
Oh, ditto, Curl, ditto. Chat, you've been brilliant with your information, and panel, been great with your insights. And Stinky Malone, I doff my curl to you. You are fantastic. And you did not rabbit away. We were all listening with closed mouths and open ears. So thank you for coming on. And thank you, Monty and chat and everybody. Thanks.
All right, you're welcome. Thanks everybody for being on panel. Those that were on panel, like YTR. We also had Little Trash Panda, I believe. Don't think I missed anybody
Perfectly
else.
Imperfect.
Yes, Perfectly Imperfect was here earlier, and I had to dip out. But thank you everybody, and I am out. I gotta see what else he's gonna. Actually, no, I'm not even gonna bother with him with the cooking section, because it seems he has cooking section, then he has the talking shit section. So I'll wait for that, where he starts talking shit about me and Gary and the case. Anyways,
He's gonna rage out on you real quick.
Right, exactly. Anyways, I am gone. Talk to you later.
Bye,
Bye.
Bye, guys.